What is up, guys? Welcome to Rev and Step. So today I decided to show you a very simple video of how to change your spark plugs on your mk7 GTI or any other card. You need a few basic tools. So let's go over the few basic tools. Especially for the mk7 GTI, you would need the 3/8, I believe. No, it's a 5/8 spark plug socket. This is very important. You need that. 10mm wrench, a torque wrench, which I'm still debating if I would use it or not because I like to hand tighten them. And lastly, but not least, the spark plugs. So let's get started. It's gonna be a very simple process. It's pretty much the same with every single car. I kind of wanted to talk about why am I changing the spark plugs. My car has a little around 22,000 miles on the stock OEM plugs, and it's been tuned for half of its life. So I'm pretty sure the spark plugs are in a terrible condition right now. I mean, the car runs fine. The logs are showing they're running great. It's something that I want to replace just to make the car happier. I bought a one-step colder spark plugs, which is recommended for a tuned car. These are Brisk Silver spark plugs, which are kind of recommended for our cars. They have very good results. And also another alternative solution to that would be the RS7 plugs, which are also really good. So let's get started. I'm gonna be working with one hand while I'm holding the camera in the other hand. I'm trying something else instead of putting you guys on the windshield where you can't really see much as what's going on. So the first thing I'm gonna do is take this out, this cover right here, and it's really easy. You can just, it has some grommets, you can just pull on the grommets and it's out. The spark plugs are right here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 spark plugs. It's recommended to actually have a little wrench over here to hold this guy. I don't know how well you can see. And then use your 10mm socket on this so you can unbolt these little wires. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is unbolt the little wire that holds to the coil, and it'll be really easy. So the first thing I'm gonna do is unbolt these little nuts right here. They hold the little wire that goes to the coil, so they'll be really easy. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try it without the wrench first because I'm hoping it will work, and let's see how it goes. Yeah, as you can see, this spins, so you need a counterweight to that. So I'm gonna put you guys down for a second. I need to use both my hands, and I'll be right back. Here's what I did. So let me grab this real quick. There's these little nuts that go on top over here. What you need to do is actually have a counterweight, or not a counterweight, but another wrench to do counterclockwise, or kind of like a locking mechanism. So you have to lock this bottom one and then unscrew the top ones. Again, really simple. Next step is just remove these little wires. And after you remove those wires, there's little clips over here. So all I have to do is just pop them back up and then remove this clip. And it's really simple, they just pop out like that. So some people recommend to actually remove this harness altogether, but I think there's no need for me to remove everything when this stuff just pops out. Maybe there's a little holder here, maybe I can take this out, but it's all connected to the little plugs over here. So I'm not gonna really do that. So next step, you can see the coils are clean. They're not connected to anything. That's what I mean by clean. So next thing you gotta do is actually remove these bolts right here, which it might take me a while. I don't have the deep socket that you need. I'm gonna just keep going, keep chugging at it. There's that. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of them. So 3 more. Alright, that was the last one. It took me a while because I had to use this little wrench. But now that's done, we can go ahead and actually take out the ignition coils. You can see they're loose. All I have to do is just pull up on them and just use a little bit of muscle power and they come out. There is I'm not sure how well you can see that. There's a spring on the bottom. I'm not sure how well you can see that or how well the camera is focusing, but you have to make sure the spring is inside. Sometimes it might come out. Alright, time to take the other 3 out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line up the coils on the bench, on the workbench, a specific way. So the way I'm looking is standing at the car, this will be the one to the left. So I'm gonna do the same thing at the bench. So this is gonna be the one to the left. So it's gonna go right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the rest of them out. Little wiggle room helps. Little wiggle back and forth helps. And you can see it just pops out. So here's our coil. On to number 3. This one is a little bit tougher. There you go. That one came out. There you go. 1, 2, 3. And time to take the last one out. This one actually I have nowhere to grab. So this one might be a little bit tougher. But I have an idea. Hold on a second. Actually my idea didn't really work. But what I had to do is put you guys down. And I used one hand to hold this part and one hand to hold this part and just pull it up. Really simple. Didn't have to apply any pressure at all. So now you can see the housing of the spark plugs. There are one here, one there, one there, one there. One thing is advised to look down and see if there is any oil, which mine doesn't have any oil in there. If there's any oil, that means there's oil coming through one of the gaskets, or as this car doesn't have any gaskets, they use some kind of a sealant. So that have to be redone. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start at this side and I'm gonna work my way up to the right and I'm gonna start taking out each spark plug. Also, by the way, what I'm gonna do is once I take out the spark plug, I would not go to the next one. I would just stop at this one and then replace it and then come back. That way I'll limit the dust going to the engine. I know it's not a lot. This is like a closed space. Garage is, you know, it's covered. There shouldn't be any dust, but I just want to limit that. So I'm gonna take this guy out and then I'm gonna do a quick comparison between the new one and the old one. I'm gonna put the new one in there and keep on working. Bear with me. All right, there's the 5/8 spark plug socket. So all you have to do is just put it where the spark plug is. Just be careful. It's gonna be very snug at first. Clamp it down. Okay, make sure it's clamped down and then just loosen it up. It might be really tight at first. And there we go. And there is the old spark plug. To me, it looks like it's about time for it to be changed. What do you guys think? I think it looks pretty bad. So I'm gonna pull the new one so you guys can see what they look like, what the difference is actually. All right, here are both spark plugs. This is the old one. This is the new one. The old one is a VW NGK R1 versus the Brisk Silver ER12S. That's what they look like. Again, this is a step colder, and this is the old one, and it looks pretty burned. I think it looks like it's getting closer to its end of the life cycle. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the new one in. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do this in a second, but first I'm gonna take a quick picture so I can compare those. All right, guys, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this by hand first. Here's my spark plug socket. And I'll put you down for a second so you can see. And this is the new spark plug. I'm just gonna put this in here. Make sure it's nice and snug. You can see, nice and snug. I'm gonna go ahead and thread this in there by hand. You just gotta be very careful that everything's threading in the way it's supposed to be and it's not going off center. There should be no resistance when you're trying to thread this in. Okay, that's enough. I'm gonna do with hand tightening. I'm gonna get my little ratchet. I don't know where I put it. I think it's somewhere over there. And I'm gonna tighten it with the ratchet. Okay, this one is good. This one is the replaced one. I still have to do these 3. I'm gonna put you guys down because it's the same process for all 3 of them. You don't have to see it, and no need to waste your time. I'm gonna put out. I'm gonna replace the next 3, and I'm gonna come back and kind of go over a quick review of what I had to do, and we'll be pretty much done, boys. So I'm not sure how well you can see, but all 4 have been replaced. As you can tell, now it's time to put the coil packs back on. And again, I'm starting from left to right, left, and it's going right where it's supposed to go. Okay, that one is in. Next thing you have to do is put the bolt in here and then tighten the top nut with the little wire, and then you'll be done. So it's all done. Really easy job. I would say shouldn't take you more than 20-25 minutes. Anyone can do it at home with basic tools. The hardest part was these little nuts below. I had to find a counterlocking wrench, which I didn't have. It has to be a very thin wrench. I didn't have that, so I used like little small pliers that worked really easy. These little clips back here, some people recommend to take the harness so you have more room to work, but actually you can push this back enough to where it wouldn't damage anything. And overall, very simple. I'm gonna go ahead and start the car. Well, boys, I would say this was a success. The car is running really smooth right now, especially when idling with these older spark plugs. It used to run very rough when it was idling, and a lot of people said better spark plugs would fix the issue, and they were right. Overall, easy job. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a comment below what you think, and please like the video. That means a lot. If you like the video, a lot more people will get to see it. Appreciate you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and I'll see you guys later.